want to thank my colleagues for allowing me to serve on the Budget and Fiscal Review Committee. And I've really enjoyed serving on Sub 1, dealing with the education system. And this year I had the privilege of serving on the Budget Conference Committee. So that was a very good education for me. I really appreciated the experience. With that, I want to thank the Senator from Los Angeles for doing an outstanding job and having seriousness, but also allowing for a little bit of fun during our experience. And really proud of the Bureau of Cannibal Control. I think a lot of fun. So the governor introduces the budget and he says, we're going to head for cuts, but we're spending all the way up to the maximum anticipated revenues. And it would seem to me that if you're going to publicly state that there are cuts coming up, that you would start to shape your budget by ramping your expenses and your expenditures in a certain format, and you'd start putting more aside on top of what you're required to do with Proposition 2. And I do not see that. I see a trajectory that just keeps going. We also have something we'll probably discuss next week, and that is a proposal to provide a $6 billion supplemental payment to CalPERS. In Orange County, we worked out an arrangement with our retirement board where we did a prepayment. And our retirement board, which is a 37-act county retirement system, said if you prepay a year in advance, we will give you a discount. So we were able to actually finance our prepayment, but we did a one-year bill, one-year note, and we were able to pay that note off. Instead of making payments every 2 weeks to the retirement system, we made a payment to our bondholders every 2 weeks and paid it off within a year. But the delta, the amount we saved by getting the discount, saved the county about $4 million the first year we did it in net present value savings. We did it a few times since. So we're talking about $400 million contributions to a retirement plan. You can save about $20 million in net present value expenses. So we've saved the county over $100 million. But the retirement board for CalPERS is giving no incentive, no encouragement to prepay to CalPERS. So what's the point? Either the CalPERS board has to get up to snuff, and I know 2/3 of their membership are union representatives and maybe are in occupations where they're not going to understand finances, but they should at least learn and learn quickly and provide the residents of this state a little bit of incentive to make this prepayment a little more attractive. They would get the time value of the money. They'd have it a year in advance. They would be able to better cash flow themselves because it's a mature plan and they're paying out probably now more in benefits than they're receiving in contributions. And so they'll also have the benefit of not having to pay for all their transaction costs for liquidating current investments to pay retirees. So I look forward to that debate next week when we discuss AB 100. I'm also concerned, and it came up quite often during our discussions, about the abuse of Prop 56. The funders of this ballot measure had a whole different idea of what was going to happen with the funding. And I understand that the governor can do whatever he wants. And I understand we can do pretty much what we want with legislation, but that doesn't make it right. So when you tell doctors that we're going to spend $50 million a year to help UC medical students have residencies here in California because we need doctors in California, because I have friends that did their residency in Texas and never moved back. They stayed in Texas. So we need to keep them here, but that $50 million is being used elsewhere. As a supervisor for the County of Orange, we were told that the state of California was going to take care of in-home support services. And so we didn't have to worry about negotiating wages, and the state would take care of it. Well, the state took care of it. They raised the wages 50%, gave more holidays, more benefits, and then gave it back to the counties that were in the coordinated care initiative. And My county was looking at over 60 million in new costs. New costs. I mean, that's going to cut into public safety, reduce our sheriff, reduce our DA. Well, we made some modifications, the governor did, but the CCI initiative was taken over by the state. It was badly damaged and then returned to the counties. That's embarrassing. It's not right. We also have the GAN limit that's now being reached and is being manipulated. And we need to prepare for that. You better get in front of how we deal with the GAN limit. Also, the trailer bills. They become abusive to the process of good government. They're becoming gotcha bills. And it's hurting industries, it's hurting government, and it creates victims. Orange County was a victim in 2011 with Trailer Bill SB 89, where you all of a sudden took our VLF revenues, and you find out about it like the next morning, and you realize you lost $150 million, and it impacted 4 cities in Riverside County. These bills are clever, they're Machiavellian, and they're cute by half, but they're wrong. And finally, colleagues, this is the largest general fund budget in the state's history. But the state should be ramping down. It should be setting funds aside in addition to the Prop 2 requirement, and it should be paying toward our unfunded liabilities, like the $427 million available in the rainy day fund. We should be getting in front of the next economic downturn. We shouldn't be acting like we're on the deck of the Titanic. So in spite of all the fun, Madam Chair, that I've had on the committee, I will be voting no. Thank you.